Hello. I know you are still awake. Your body is trying to sink into the mattress. But your mind is running at 1,000 miles per hour. It feels exactly like a screen with 100 tabs open. And no matter how exhausted you are, no matter how hard you try, you simply cannot close any of them. You are lying here, staring into the quiet dark, already planning for tomorrow. Fixing the broken pieces of today and carrying the silent weight of everything that was left unspoken. That invisible mental load. It is so incredibly heavy. I see you. You are the one who remembers all the schedules, the one who anticipates the unspoken needs of everyone else in the house, the one who holds the entire world together with your own sheer willpower. It is deeply exhausting to be the architect of everyone else's life, while your own foundation feels like it is quietly trembling. You might think you are failing right now because you cannot sleep, but you are not. Your brilliant mind is just stuck in survival mode, trying to protect you. But tonight, right here in this quiet space, you do not have to hold anything together anymore. Shh. It is completely safe to put the burden down. I will stand guard for you. Tonight, we're going to do something profoundly different. We're going to use clinical somatic therapy to gently reset your vagus nerve, physically cooling down that burning nervous system and blending it with the deep wisdom of Carl Jung to help you step entirely out of that relentless persona, that heavy, exhausting mask of the woman who has to fix everything for the next 2 hours. The world outside this room does not need you. You do not have to be a mother, a wife, a wife. A problem solver, or employee. You just need to be a soul, finally allowed to rest in the void. So, pull your blanket up a little higher, sink a little deeper into the dark, and let us begin to shut it all down right now. I want you to notice exactly where you are holding the tension of this long day in your physical body. Is it in your jaw? Are your teeth firmly clenched together right now, bracing for the next problem you have to solve? Maybe it is in your shoulders, pulled up tightly near your ears, physically carrying that massive, invisible load we just talked about. Shh. You do not have to hold it anymore. Your nervous system has been operating in a relentless state of high alert, an endless loop of fight or flight. Your brain thinks you are in initial danger because you have been running on pure adrenaline since the moment you woke up. But right here, in this quiet room, you are entirely safe. We are going to send a physical signal of profound safety directly to your brainstem. By gently resetting your vagus nerve, this nerve is a master switch of your parasympathetic nervous system, the clinical pathway to deep and restorative rest. I want you to take a very slow, very deep breath in through your nose, expanding your stomach as much as you can, counting quietly to 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4. Now, hold it right there at the very top. Just hold that stillness. And now, exhale through your mouth with a soft, long sigh, making it last even longer than the breath in. Let it all out. Let the air carry the heavy weight out of your chest. We are going to do that again, but slower this time. Breathe in deeply, filling the empty space behind your ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the quiet space and release. Letting the breath drag the tension down. Down, 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 down into the mattress. With every long exhale, your heart rate is physically slowing down. Your blood pressure is dropping. The vagus nerve is waking up, wrapping your internal organs in a thick blanket of calm. Notice your jaw once again. Let your jaw drop slightly, separating your top and bottom teeth. Let your tongue gently fall away from the roof of your mouth. It is truly amazing how much tension we hide right there, right behind our unspoken words. Now shift your focus to your shoulders. Give them complete permission to melt into the bed beneath you. They do not have to hold you up right now. Gravity has you. The mattress has you. I have you. Your vagus nerve is a remarkable pathway, traveling from the very base of your brain, winding down through your throat, wrapping around your beating heart, and settling deep into your stomach. When you are overwhelmed, this nerve tightens like a twisted cord, but right now, with every single extended exhale, we are untwisting that cord. We are smoothing it out. Let us send a wave of deep, clinical relaxation down this entire pathway. Start at the crown of your head. Imagine a pool of warm, heavy liquid light resting right at the top of your head. As you breathe out, feel this warm light slowly spilling over your forehead. It washes away the deep lines of worry. It smooths out the furrowed brow. It flows over your eyes, making your eyelids impossibly heavy, like thick velvet curtains closing at the end of a very long play. Move your awareness to your neck, the back of your neck, where you carry the rigid expectations of everyone else. Feel a warm, soothing wave of relaxation washing over the base of your skull. It feels so incredibly good to simply stop. Imagine the physical sensation of unbuckling a heavy backpack and letting it slide off your tired arms, dropping to the floor with a quiet thud. That is exactly what your shoulders are doing right now. The light pours into your chest. It surrounds your heart. Your heart has been working so hard today, preparing you for battles that were mostly just in your tired mind. Now, it can beat slowly, rhythmically, peacefully. Breathe in, peacefully. Breathe in. Crest in your ribs one more time and breathe out, letting your heart rest safely. Your entire upper body is now submerged in this profound, clinical calm. Your nervous system is no longer in fight or flight. You are safe. You are held. The day is completely over. Now that your physical body is finally beginning to understand that it is safe, I want to speak directly to your beautiful, exhausted mind. I want to talk about the weight you have been carrying all day long. The massive weight that no one else can see. People often call it the invisible mental load, but even that phrase feels too clinical, too incredibly simple. It does not even begin to capture the true reality of what you do. It is not merely a list of chores. It is a vast, heavy web of silent responsibilities that you are holding together every single second of every single day. You are the emotional thermostat of your entire home. You walk into a room, and you instantly feel the subtle shift in the mood of everyone there. And without even a conscious thought, you immediately absorb it and adjust your own energy to fix it, to make it smooth, to make them comfortable. You hold the living memory of the house. You are the one who knows when the toothpaste is running low. You are the one who remembers the changing sizes of the shoes to the upcoming appointments, the hidden anxieties of your children, the unspoken frustrations of your partner. You carry the emotional temperature of everyone around you, wrapped tightly inside your own chest. And the absolute hardest part about this is that because this deep emotional labor is invisible, no one ever thanks you for it. No one gives you an award for preventing a storm before it ever happened. They just assume the world naturally runs smoothly. They assume it is magic. But the magic is you. And being the magic is profoundly, deeply exhausting. I want to validate that exhaustion right now. If you feel like you have nothing left to give at the end of the day, if you feel completely hollowed out, it is not because you are weak. It is not because you are failing. It is because you have been carrying a mountain on your back while everyone else is just walking on the path you cleared for them. Your mind is constantly living in the future, scanning the dark horizon for the next problem you need to anticipate, the next tear you need to dry, the next conflict you need to mediate. Your brain has forgotten how to simply exist in the present moment, because the present moment feels like you are dropping the ball. But listen to my voice. Shh. Right now, in the quiet safety of this room. There is no future to manage. There are no problems to solve. There is only this slow, heavy breath. It is completely okay to be tired. It is more than okay to be absolutely exhausted. What you are doing every day is monumental. But for tonight, just for tonight, you do not have to hold the sky up anymore. I am giving you total permission to put the heavy invisible stones down. Let the world spin on its own. Let the stars hold themselves up. Imagine taking that massive invisible checklist, all those tabs open in your mind, and placing them into a heavy wooden box beside your bed. You can always pick the box up tomorrow if you need to. It will still be there. But for the next few hours, the box is closed. The lock is turned. You are no longer the manager of the universe. You are just a soul floating in the quiet dark, finally allowed to rest. We spend our entire lives wearing masks. Carl Jung, or a profound explorer of the deep human mind, or called this the persona. It is the face we present to the world to survive, to be loved, to belong, to keep everything from falling apart. And you have built an absolute masterpiece of a persona. It is the mask of the woman who has everything completely under control, the woman who can handle any crisis with infinite grace, the one who does not break. Even when the crushing weight of the world is resting directly on her fragile chest, it is a beautiful mask. It has served you well. It has protected you. And it has fiercely protected the people you love most. But it is so incredibly heavy to where every single second of every single day, when you wear a mask for too long, you start to believe that the mask is who you actually are. You start to believe that your only value, your only inherent worth in this vast universe, comes entirely from what you can do for other people. How many problems you can magically solve. How much physical and emotional pain you can absorb for them. How smoothly you can make their lives run, even if it means running yourself completely into the ground. But that is a lie. A deeply exhausting, punishing lie. You are not just a collection of the things you do for others. You are not your to-do list. You are not your output right now. In the quiet safety of the dark, I want you to imagine reaching up with your own hands. Imagine feeling the hard edges of that heavy mask resting on your tired face. It is time to take it off. Shh. No one is looking. No one is asking anything of you right now. It is completely safe to reveal the tired, beautiful face underneath. Imagine gently untying the tight strings at the back of your head. First, let us slowly remove the mask of the ultimate caregiver, the mother, the protector, the one you care for safe right now. The house is locked. The night is quiet and still. They do not need you to stand guard at this exact second. You can lay that heavy roll down on the soft ground beside your bed. Feel how much lighter your shoulders instantly become when that specific, massive weight is lifted. Next, let's take off the mask of the perfect partner, the one who constantly manages the emotional climate of the relationship, the one who compromises, who bends, who bites her tongue to keep the peace. You do not have to bend right now. You do not have to accommodate anyone else's feelings. Lay that mask down next to the other one. Let the floor hold it. Now, remove the mask of the professional, the worker, the one who is competent, sharp, and endlessly reliable, the one who answers the emails late at night and remembers all the critical deadlines. The work will still be there tomorrow. It does not own your soul tonight. Take that mask off and let it drop into the shadows. Look at how many thick layers you have been wearing. Look at how much raw energy it takes just to hold all of those different faces together. Now, take a very slow, very deep breath in, and as you exhale, remove the final mask. The mask of the strong woman, the one who never asked for help, the one who handles it all, the one who cries silently in the shower so no one else will hear her break. You do not have to be strong here. You are allowed to be completely fragile. You are allowed to be completely undone. You are allowed to fall apart in the dark, because the dark will catch you. When all the masks are resting quietly on the floor, who is left? Who is the person lying in this bed right now? It is just you. The pure, untethered, the breathing essence of who you were before the world told you who you needed to be. You are just a soul, a quiet, glowing spark of life, floating in the vast emptiness of the night. Without your titles, without your exhausting roles, you are still entirely whole. You are still entirely worthy of love. And you are so deeply, profoundly worthy of rest. You do not have to earn this sleep. You do not have to justify your exhaustion. Feel the cool night air on your true face. Feel the absolute freedom of not having to perform for anyone at all. Your nervous system is recognizing this freedom. It is feeling the space where the masks used to be. It is sending waves of deep. It is sending waves of deep, delta-level relaxation down your spine, not clenching your muscles one by one. There's nothing left to fix. There is no one left to please. There is no one left to please. There is only the gentle, rhythmic rise and fall of your chest, the slow, steady beating of your heart, and the dark, comforting embrace of the void, waiting patiently to hold you. You are safe without your armor. You are safe to just be. Know that the heavy masts have been gently laid to rest on the floor. We are going to journey so much deeper into the quiet. I want you to carefully imagine yourself standing at the very top of a beautiful, gently glowing staircase. These are not ordinary stairs. They are carved from smooth, dark obsidian crystal. Dark obsidian crystal. Completely flawless, reflecting the soft silver light of a moon that you cannot quite see. There are exactly 10 steps in total. With every single step you take downwards, your physical body will become twice as heavy, and your racing mind will become twice as quiet. We are slowly stepping down, shifting far away from the fast, frantic beta waves of your waking life, and descending into the slow, rhythmic, healing alpha waves of deep, cellular rest. 10. You take the first step down. Feel the cool, solid crystal beneath your bare feet. Instantly, a wave of profound relaxation washes over the crown of your head, cascading all the way down your spine. 9. Stepping further down into the soft, welcoming shadows. The air around you is getting cooler and infinitely softer. You're physically leaving the noise, the urgent demands, and the endless conversations of the day far behind you, leaving them up at the surface. 8. Going deeper still. Your arms and your legs are becoming so incredibly heavy now. It feels as though your muscles are turning into warm liquid lead, melting and sinking deeper and deeper into the mattress supporting you. 7. down again. The invisible mental load, the tightly packed schedules, the subtle worries about tomorrow. They are all dissolving into the dark air like thin smoke. They are losing their shape. You could not remember those problems right now, even if you tried. 6. You are more than halfway down. You are perfectly safe here in the gentle descent. Your breathing is incredibly slow, deeply rhythmic, and completely effortless. You do not have to force the breath. The air simply breathes you. 5. Deeper and deeper into the beautiful quiet. The conscious, logical mind is gently powering down. Imagine a quiet caretaker walking through the vast, empty mansion of your brain, quietly turning off the lights in every single room. One by one. 4. So deeply heavy now. Shh. There's absolutely nothing left to do. There's nowhere else you need to be. You are completely excused from all the duties and expectations of the waking world. 3. Drifting closer to the absolute bottom, the thick velvet darkness of the void is wrapping around you, tucking you in like a heavy, comforting, weighted blanket. You are entirely cocooned in absolute safety. 2. Just one more step remains. Your conscious thoughts are floating away, drifting like dry autumn leaves on a very slow-moving river. You are completely untethered from the person you were this morning. 1. You step off the final crystal stair, and your feet touch the soft, infinite ground of the deep void. You have fully arrived. You are completely relaxed. The heavy tether to the surface world is finally cut. You are drifting in perfect, undisturbed, absolute peace. I know that even as your physical body begins to surrender to the heavy pull of gravity, there is a small part of your mind that is still fiercely fighting. That highly logical, deeply responsible part of your brain is sounding a quiet alarm. It is whispering that it is not safe to let go just yet. It is telling you that if you stop calculating, if you stop worrying, if you actually fall asleep, the entire fragile structure of your life might simply collapse before morning. That is the ultimate lie of the exhausted mind. I want to speak directly to that logical part of you right now. I want to give it a clinical reason to finally stand down and rest. You see, when you stay awake, obsessing over the invisible mental load, your brain is burning an immense amount of energy, and just like an engine running too hot for too long, it creates physical waste. Throughout this long day, as you were anticipating everyone else's needs and solving their endless problems, metabolic toxins have been physically building up in the delicate tissue of your brain. This is why you feel that thick, heavy fog behind your eyes right now. But human biology has a magnificent design for this exact problem. It is called the glymphatic system. It is literally your brain's deep cleaning mechanism. But here is the absolute truth. This vital cleaning system only turns on. It only activates when you are in a state of profound, uninterrupted sleep. When you finally allow yourself to sink into the deep delta waves of rest, something miraculous happens physically inside your head. Your brain cells actually shrink in size. They become smaller, creating wide open spaces between them. And then a clear, cool fluid rushes through those empty spaces. Imagine that for a moment. A cool, soothing wave of pure fluid gently washing over your tired brain cells. It sweeps away the chemical debris of today's stress. It flushes out the toxic buildup of anxiety. It clears away the heavy residue of all the decisions you had to make. It is physically washing away the heavy burden of the day. But this beautiful, essential process cannot begin until you surrender control. By staying awake and worrying about tomorrow, you are actively preventing your mind from healing itself. Resting is not a luxury. It is a biologically imperative. You are not being selfish by falling asleep. You are not dropping the ball. You're engaging in the most highly productive, vital task your body can perform right now. You're allowing your brain to physically repair the microscopic damage of the day. So, if your logical mind needs a rational excuse to let go, give it this clinical truth to be the pillar of strength tomorrow. You must allow yourself to become completely useless tonight. Shh. I promise you, the world will be absolutely fine without your constant supervision for the next few hours. The sun will still rise tomorrow morning. The earth will still turn on its axis. The people you love will still be breathing safely in their beds. Nothing catastrophic is going to happen simply because you decided to close your eyes. The crisis you're imagining is just a phantom created by an exhausted nervous system. So let the cool, cleansing waves of the glymphatic system begin their quiet work. Let the physical pressure inside your head slowly dissolve into the dark. Give your logical mind the command to stand down. You have permission from your own biology to stop thinking. You have clinical permission to finally rest. As you continue to drift deeper and deeper into this profound state of physical relaxation, I want to gently guide you into a very safe, it's a very sacred space within your own mind. I want to talk about the things you keep hidden in the dark. Carl Jung, the great explorer of the human soul, taught us that every single human being has a shadow. The shadow is not evil. It is not something to be feared. It is simply the collection of all the parts of ourselves that we are not allowed to express in the waking world. The parts we have to push down deep inside, lock away, just to keep the peace and make everyone else comfortable. And for a woman like you, a woman who has built her entire life around being good, being endlessly reliable, being the ultimate caregiver, your shadow is carrying a very specific, your shadow is carrying a very specific, very heavy kind of pain. I know about the silent resentment. I know about those hidden moments when you are standing in the middle of the kitchen, surrounded by the people who love you, and you suddenly feel an overwhelming, intense urge to just walk out the front door and never come back. I know about the times you have snapped at your children, or spoken sharply to your partner. 'Tis not because you do not love them, but simply because your nervous system was so completely overloaded that you physically could not hold it in anymore. And I know about the crushing, suffocating guilt that follows right after. I know about the quiet tears you cry when everyone else is finally asleep, because you feel like you are failing them. Because your mind tells you that a truly good mother, a truly good partner, a truly good woman would never feel that kind of anger. Listen to me very carefully right now. That fleeting anger does not make you toxic. That quiet resentment does not make you a bad person. It makes you a human being who has been operating at 150% capacity for far too long. Your shadow is not a monster. It is just the part of you that is starving for rest. It is the part of you that is desperately trying to set a boundary when your conscious mind refuses to do so. When you snap, when you lose your temper, it's just your exhausted biology screaming for a single moment of quiet. So tonight, in this completely safe, non-judgmental darkness, we are going to invite that shadow into the light. We are not going to fight it anymore. We are not going to be ashamed of it. I want you to imagine that exhausted, frustrated, tired, angry part of yourself standing right in front of you. Look at her. She looks so incredibly tired. Her shoulders are slumped. She's carrying the heavy stones of all the times you had to say yes, when every single cell in your body was screaming no. Shh. She does not need to be punished. She needs to be held. Imagine wrapping your arms around her. Imagine whispering to her in the quiet dark. I see you. I know exactly how heavy it is. You're allowed to be tired. You are allowed to be angry. You are so deeply loved. Exactly as you are. Notice how the guilt, usually sits in your throat like a tight knot, or how it rests on your chest like a heavy lead plate. We are going to gently dissolve that plate tonight. Your body does not need to be a storage unit for old regrets. Carl Jung believed that until we make the unconscious conscious, it will direct our life, and we will call it fate by simply acknowledging your hidden exhaustion right now. You are breaking the cycle. You are taking your power back from the guilt. Take a very slow, deep breath right into the center of your chest. Hold it for just a moment, gathering all that lingering shame, all that quiet self-judgment. And as you exhale, God, let it all go. Blow it away into the dark. Feel your heart space opening up, becoming warm and beautifully expansive. You do not have to be perfect to be worthy of love. You do not have to be an endless well of patience to be a good human being. The people in your life do not need you to be a flawless machine. They just need you to be whole. And to be whole, you must accept your human limits right now. You are setting down the impossible standard of perfection. You are forgiving yourself for the times you lost your temper. You are forgiving yourself for the times you felt resentful. You are forgiving yourself for simply being a human who reached a breaking point. It takes a profound amount of courage to look at your own darkness and offer it love, but you are doing it right now. And as you offer yourself this profound grace, your nervous system is relaxing even further. The internal war is finally over. The battle between the perfect woman and the exhausted woman has ended in a gentle surrender. You are whole. You are completely forgiven. You are at peace. Let that beautiful, heavy peace sink into your very bones as you drift even deeper into the void. Now that you have made peace with the beautiful, exhausted parts of your soul, your mind is finally ready to let go of the physical weight it has been carrying all day long. I want you to use your incredible, powerful imagination for a moment. I want you to gently visualize yourself standing completely alone inside the large, tightly woven basket of the magnificent hot air balloon. The night air around you is perfectly still and comfortably cool against your skin. High above your head, the massive, dark envelope of the balloon stretches far up into the starry sky. You can feel the gentle, rhythmic warmth of the burner glowing quietly above you, sending waves of comforting heat down over your shoulders. But the balloon is not flying just yet. It is resting heavily, firmly planted on the soft, damp grass of a vast and quiet field. Look down at your feet, and you see exactly why it cannot fly. Lined up all around the inner edges of the basket, tied tightly to the ropes, are dozens of thick, dense, incredibly heavy sandbags. These are not ordinary sandbags. They are the physical manifestations of your invisible mental load. They are the heavy stones of responsibility you have been carrying in your chest and on your rigid shoulders from the moment you woke up this morning. Look closely at them. There is the heavy bag of the household schedule, the endless to-do lists, the appointments, the meals that need to be planned. There is the dense, suffocating bag of the emotional labor, the constant adjusting of your own mood to make sure everyone else in the house stays perfectly happy and regulated. There is the bag of hidden worries, the quiet fears about the future that keep you awake at 2 in the morning. You have been carrying all of these bags around your neck all day long. No wonder your bones ache. No wonder your mind feels like it is moving through thick mud. But right now, in this profoundly safe, in this profoundly safe, quiet dreamscape, you have the absolute power to release them. You do not have to carry them into the night. I want you to imagine reaching down with your own hands. Feel the rough, coarse fabric of the first heavy sandbag. This is the bag of tomorrow's endless obligations. Wrap your fingers around the thick rope holding it. Now, with a slow, deliberate breath, untie the knot, lift it up. Feel just how incredibly heavy it truly is. And now, pushing closely as it falls through the dark air, thud. It hits the soft earth below. And instantly, the very second it leaves your hands, you feel the wooden floor of the basket beneath your feet rise up, just a few gentle inches. Your chest instantly feels lighter. Your breathing becomes noticeably deeper. Now, reach down for the next one. This is the massive bag of other people's expectations, the heavy, crushing burden of needing to be the perfect mother, the perfect partner, the perfect, uncomplaining woman. You do not need this here. Not tonight. Shh. Untie the heavy rope. Push it over the edge. Let it slide out of your reality. Thud. The balloon creaks softly, rising a little higher off the damp grass. You're becoming lighter. Keep going. Reach for the bag of guilt. The guilt for snapping at the people you love. The guilt for being utterly exhausted. The guilt for simply wanting a moment of profound silence all to yourself. You are fully forgiven. Let it go. Drop it into the forgiving dark. Thud. The basket is hovering now, swaying gently, just a few feet above the ground. But there is one final bag left. It is the biggest one. It sits right in the dead center of the basket, anchoring you down. This is the illusion of absolute control. The desperate, exhausting need to manage every single outcome, to predict every single problem, so that the people you love stay safe. Carl Jung would say, this is the ultimate burden of the caregiver archetype. The deeply rooted belief that if you stop holding the world together for even 1 second, everything will completely fall apart. Everything will completely fall apart. It is time to test that theory. I promise you. You are entirely safe. They are perfectly safe. The world knows exactly how to hold itself. With both of your tired hands, gather all of your remaining strength. Lift that massive, overwhelming bag of control. Feel the finality of this moment and throw it over the side. Thud. And as it hits the ground far below, the great balloon is finally completely set free. You feel a smooth, breathtaking upward pull. You are floating, you are drifting, rising effortlessly higher and higher into the calm. Velvet night sky. Look over the edge of the basket. The problems of the day. The heavy bags you left behind. They look so incredibly small from up here. They are just tiny, insignificant shadows fading into the distant grass. They cannot reach you anymore. You are entirely untethered. You are weightless. The cool, pure night air is washing over your relaxed face. The pure night air is washing over your relaxed face. The profound, majestic silence of the starry sky is wrapping around you like a thick, protective blanket. You are just a soul, suspended in the quiet dark, drifting further and further into the absolute peace of the void. As you continue to float effortlessly in this vast, quiet ocean of the night sky, the wooden basket of the balloon gently dissolves into the dark. You are no longer flying. You are simply suspended in a warm, blowing mist of pure safety. There is no gravity here. There is no rushing. There is absolutely no time. And as your tired eyes slowly adjust to this beautiful, soft silver light, you notice a small, quiet clearing forming right in front of you. It is a space completely removed from the heavy world you left behind. It feels like a hidden room deep inside your own mind. Sitting right in the center of this quiet clearing, bathed in a warm ray of golden light, is a little girl. Take a very slow, deep breath, and just look at her. You know exactly who she is. She is you. She is the pure. She is the pure. She is the pure, untethered essence of who you were, long before the world handed you the heavy stones of responsibility. Look carefully at the way she is sitting. She is completely relaxed. Her tiny shoulders are entirely soft. Her breathing is easy and effortless. She is not carrying the crushing mental load of a household. She is not scanning the horizon for the next disaster. She is simply existing in the quiet beauty of the present moment. She's so incredibly beautiful, so full of natural light. But as you stand there looking at her, you remember the exact moment things began to change for her. You remember how this beautiful, innocent child slowly learned that in order to be safe, in order to be loved, she had to be useful. She learned to be the good girl. The quiet one, the one who never caused any trouble. She learned how to read the emotional temperature of a room before she even learned how to read a book. She started carrying the heavy emotional weather of the adults around her, absorbing their silent anger, their unexpressed grief, their chaotic stress. She became the tiny peacemaker, the fixer, the one who smoothed everything over so the house would not fall apart. And she's been running that exact same exhausting program every single day, ever since. She's the reason you cannot sleep right now, because that tiny girl inside of you is still absolutely terrified that if she stops managing everyone else's feelings, she will be abandoned. Walk over to her now. Feel the soft ground beneath your feet as you close the distance between you. Gently sit down right beside her in the warm light. She looks up at you. Her eyes are so wide, so familiar. There is no judgment in her eyes. Only a quiet, desperate waiting. It is time to release her from her impossible job. I want you to imagine reaching out and gently taking her small, taut, fragile hands in yours. Look deeply into her eyes and speak directly to her terrified nervous system. Tell her, I see you. I see how incredibly hard you have been working to keep us safe. Tell her, you did such a beautiful job, but you are just a child. You were never supposed to carry the heavy weight of the world on your tiny shoulders. Tell her the words she has been waiting her entire life to hear. Tell her, it is over now. You can stop working. You do not have to be the peacemaker anymore. You do not have to fix anyone's bad mood. You do not have to earn your place in this world by being endlessly useful. I am the adult now. I am strong enough to handle the chaos. I will protect us. You are completely off duty. Watch the profound transformation that happens on her face as she hears those words. Watch as a lifetime of invisible tension simply melts away from her jaw, her neck, her tiny shoulders. She lets out a long, shuddering breath of pure relief. The desperate need to control everything is finally gone. She leans forward, resting her tired head against her chest. Wrap your arms tightly around her. Feel the profound warmth of her trusting you. And as you hold her, she gently begins to dissolve. She turns into a soft, brilliant golden light, sinking directly into your heart center. She is coming home. She is finally returning to rest inside of you. Feel that warm golden light expanding in your chest, filling all the hollow, exhausted spaces you have been carrying all day. You are no longer fragmented. You are no longer at war with your own need to rest. You are entirely whole. The adult and the child are united in perfect and broken peace. You are beautifully safe. You are profoundly worthy. And you are so deeply ready to sleep. Now that your inner world is finally quiet and beautifully integrated, I want to gently bring your awareness back down into your physical body. Well, your mind was busy healing, while you were rescuing that exhausted inner child. Your body has been waiting patiently in the dark for its turn to rest. We have already released the tight grip on your jaw, your neck, and your tired shoulders. But for a woman who carries the invisible mental load of the entire world, the deepest physical tension, the oldest and most stubborn stress, does not just live in the upper body. Gravity pulls it down. It sinks. It hides deep within the heavy structure of your pelvis, your hips, and your lower back, and your lower back. In clinical somatic therapy, we recognize that the hips are essentially the emotional junk drawer of the human body. Carl Jung understood that the body and the unconscious mind are intimately connected. When your conscious mind refuses to process an overwhelming emotion because you simply do not have the time, your physical body absorbs it. Every single time you had to swallow your frustration, every time you had to push through the bone-deep exhaustion to get just one more thing done for your family, your nervous system stored that frantic survival energy right there in your lower half, bracing your muscles for a terrible impact that never actually came. Tonight, we are going to flush that old stagnant energy out completely. I want you to imagine a pool of incredibly warm, heavy, glowing liquid light slowly gathering right at the very base of your spine. Take a very slow, deliberate, deep breath in, expanding your belly, and as you exhale, to feel that warm, heavy light slowly spilling over into your lower back. Feel it seeping deep into the thick, supportive muscles that run along your lumbar spine. These specific muscles have been holding you upright all day long, keeping you rigidly straight, refusing to let you bend, refusing to let you bend, refusing to let you break under the pressure. Speak to them right now, in the quiet safety of the dark. Tell them that the shift is over. They can finally let go. The dense mattress beneath you is holding you perfectly. The gravity of the earth is anchoring you. You do not have to hold yourself up anymore. Feel that heavy, comforting warmth spreading, wrapping around your waist and sinking into your pelvis. Imagine the tight, coiled muscles of your hips slowly, deliberately unwinding when thick. Heavy ropes gently untwisting in a pool of warm water. Shh. Let your hips sink an entire inch deeper into the bed. Let them become so profoundly heavy that they feel as though they are made of solid stone, melting effortlessly into the soft fabric beneath you. As the deeply held tension finally leaves your hips, notice how a subtle, beautiful wave of profound relief washes up your spine and over your entire nervous system. The chronic fight or flight response is completely, systematically shutting down. Now, systematically shutting down. Now, allow that warm, glowing liquid light to travel further down, pouring into your thighs. Feel it wrapping around the large, strong muscles of your upper legs. These are the exact legs that carried you through endless daily errands, that paced the quiet floors late at night, that stood strong and steady when you felt like completely collapsing on the inside. They are so incredibly tired. Give them the direct clinical permission to completely power down. Let the heavy, golden relaxation flow slowly down over your knees, swirling gently around the joints, to soothing away any dull aches or lingering stiffness from the long day. Let it travel down into your calves. Your calves are becoming completely soft now, releasing the urgent tension of always being on the move, always rushing to the next task on the invisible list, and finally, feel the warm. Heavy light pour down into your ankles, feeling your heels, flowing through the arches of your feet, and reaching all the way to the very tips of your toes. Even your tiny toes are letting go of the day. Your entire lower body is now completely submerged in this profound, heavy, delta level relaxation. From the very top of your head to the soles of your feet, you're entirely enveloped by peace. It is a beautiful, perfectly safe heaviness, You could not lift your arms or your legs right now, even if you tried. And the beautiful truth is, you do not want to try. You are completely surrendered to the soothing gravity of the earth. Your physical body is no longer a tight, vibrating cage of anxiety. It is transformed into a soft, warm sanctuary. You are breathing so slowly now. The air moves in and out of your lungs like the gentle, rhythmic tide of a calm ocean at midnight. There's absolutely nothing left to hold on to. There is nothing left to carry. You are just floating, sinking, resting completely in the absolute perfection of this exact moment. You are so deeply safe. There is a very profound, set Ferreri strange paradox when it comes to the act of falling asleep. For a woman like you, a woman who is deeply accustomed to controlling every single outcome, fixing every broken thing, and actively managing the complex lives of everyone around you, the simple act of going to sleep can actually feel incredibly frustrating, because deep, restorative sleep is the absolute only thing in this entire universe that you cannot achieve through sheer willpower. You simply cannot force it. You cannot schedule it into existence. You cannot conquer it with your sharp intellect. In fact, as you have probably noticed on those long, quiet nights, the harder you try to fall asleep, the further away it slips into the dark. Your beautiful, exhausted mind is so used to working that it treats sleep like just another urgent item on your endless to-do list. You lie there in the dark, calculating the hours. You think to yourself, I need to fall asleep right now so I can be productive tomorrow. I have to rest so I can take care of them in the morning. But here is the clinical truth. Your nervous system does not respond to demands. It does not respond to pressure or strict deadlines when you try to force yourself to sleep. Your brain interprets that pressure as a threat and releases a tiny spike of adrenaline, keeping you wide awake, trapped in a cycle of exhausting frustration. The only language your nervous system truly understands right now is the language of absolute safety and the language of surrender. Shh. So tonight, I want you to do something completely different. I want you to completely give up the effort. I want you to stop trying to fall asleep. Stop trying to forcefully quiet your mind. Stop trying to command your tired muscles to relax. Just surrender. I know that word might feel completely foreign to you in your waking life. Surrender feels like failing. It feels like dropping the ball and letting everyone down. But here, in the quiet sanctuary of the void, surrender is not a weakness. Surrender is not a weakness. It is the ultimate, most profound form of trust. It is trusting that your brilliant physical body already knows exactly what to do. If you just finally get out of its way, I want you to imagine, for just a moment, that you are floating on your back in a vast, incredibly calm, dark ocean at midnight. The water is perfectly warm, matching the exact temperature of your own skin, so you can barely feel where your body ends and the water begins. If you were to panic in that water, if you were to struggle and fight and desperately try to swim, you would exhaust yourself and slowly sink. But if you simply lean back, if you stop moving entirely, if you completely let go of the need to control the water, the ocean will instantly rise up to hold you. It will support your entire weight effortlessly. The deep, healing void of sleep is exactly like that calm midnight ocean. You do not have to swim anymore. You do not have to tread water just to keep your head up. You just have to let the dark water hold you. Give yourself the profound, clinical permission to do absolutely nothing. If a stray thought about tomorrow drifts into your mind, do not fight it. Do not get angry at yourself for thinking. Just let it float by like a piece of driftwood on the water, and gently bring your attention back to the slow, heavy rise and fall of your chest. You are no longer the active manager of this process. You are simply a quiet observer, watching as your body naturally, beautifully shuts itself down. There is no goal to achieve here. There is no performance to evaluate. There is only the soft, heavy surrender to gravity. Feel the mattress rising up to hold you, just like the warm ocean water. You are entirely supported. You are completely safe to let go of the oars. As you continue to drift deeper and deeper into this profound state of absolute surrender, your logical, conscious mind is quietly stepping completely aside. And as it steps aside into the shadows, that your beautiful, powerful, subconscious mind is completely wide open. It is listening. It is absorbing everything in this deeply relaxed state. It is time to unlearn the deepest, most exhausting lie you have ever been told. The lie that your inherent worth as a human being is measured entirely by how much you can produce, how much physical and emotional pain you can quietly endure without complaining, how many complex problems you can magically solve for everyone else before the day is over, how much of your own pure soul you can sacrifice to keep the people around you comfortable. For so many long years, ever since you were just a little girl learning how to survive in this world, you have secretly believed that you have to earn your rest. You believed that sleep was a rare reward, a prize given only after every single chore was perfectly finished. Every single person in the house was happy, and every single crisis was carefully averted. But you know the exhausting truth. The invisible mental list is never actually finished. There is always something else to fix. And so, you have spent your entire life starving for genuine rest, right here, right now, in the absolute safety of the quiet dark. We are going to gently but firmly tear that old, punishing belief out by its deepest roots. I am going to plant a new, jet, profound truth deep inside your tired mind. I want you to listen very closely to my voice. Let these exact words settle deep into your heavy bones. Let them become your new physical reality. Shesh, you are deeply, profoundly worthy of rest. Simply because you exist, you do not have to earn the right to sleep. It is your absolute biological birthright. You do not have to constantly prove your value to anyone in this entire world. Not to your partner, not to your children, not to your parents, and especially not to your own critical mind. You are entirely enough, exactly as you are, lying right here in this bed, doing absolutely nothing but breathing. You are entirely enough. Feel the profound, overwhelming relief of that simple truth. Your productivity does not define your humanity. Your ability to endlessly fix everyone else's problems is not the rent you have to pay to live on this earth. You are fully allowed to just be a breathing, resting human being. I am going to speak some quiet, healing truths directly into your relaxed nervous system now. You do not have to actively repeat them. Just let them wash over you like a warm, heavy ocean wave. I completely release the desperate need to be the perfect caregiver. I release the crushing, heavy burden of needing to be endlessly useful. I forget myself completely for the days when I simply cannot do it all. I'm allowed to have firm boundaries. I'm allowed to close my door and protect my energy. My rest is a sacred sanctuary. My inner peace is strictly non-negotiable. I am completely whole. Even when my hands are totally empty, I do not have to carry the weight of the world to deserve a quiet place in it. I am deeply loved, not for what I exhaustingly do for others, but simply for who I am. Notice exactly how your physical body responds to these healing words. Notice how your chest feels so much lighter, even as your physical limbs grow heavier and heavier. Sinking deeper into the soft mattress, your nervous system has been desperate for this exact validation for years. It has been patiently waiting for you to finally give yourself the absolute permission to stop performing. You are no longer a tired actress on a stage, playing the endless role of the strong woman who has it all together. The theater is completely empty now. The bright lights are turned off. The heavy velvet curtains are drawn entirely closed. You are alone in the best, to most comforting way possible. There is no demanding audience here to judge you. There is no inner critic writing a harsh review of how well you managed today's chaos. There is only the quiet, forgiving night, and the night does not demand a single thing from you. It only offers you a dark, soft, infinite place to hide and deeply heal. Let that profound truth anchor you to the bed. Every single time you slowly exhale, you are physically releasing the heavy expectations of the surface world. Every single time you softly inhale, you are drawing in the thick, comforting peace of the absolute void. You are actively rewiring your exhausted brain right now. You are physically changing the deep pathways of your mind. Tomorrow, when you finally wake up, the invisible mental load will not feel so crushing, because you will fundamentally remember that your worth is not tied to that heavy bag. But tomorrow is an entire lifetime away, right now. There is absolutely nothing but this slow, rhythmic breath. There is only this incredible, beautiful heaviness pulling you down, 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 down into the absolute dark. You are completely safe here. You are so deeply loved. You are fully allowed to be completely still. Your conscious mind is now fully at rest, the relentless, exhausting engine of your daily thoughts has finally powered down. You are resting so comfortably, so heavily in the soft, so heavily in the soft, healing space of alpha waves. But there is an even deeper place waiting patiently for you, a place of profound, absolute silence. We are going to take the final steps together right now, crossing the ultimate threshold from the waking world, down into the deep, restorative theta waves of the dream world. This is the sacred space where true physical and emotional healing actually occurs. I am going to count backwards, very slowly, from 5 down to 1. With every single number I say, you will physically feel the last remaining tethers to the waking world quietly dissolving into the dark air. 5. The physical walls of your bedroom are slowly fading away into the thick shadows, the familiar sounds of the house, the quiet hum of the appliances, the subtle shifting of the building. They are all becoming incredibly distant. They are just faint echoes now. They do not matter anymore. You are floating entirely in your own private sanctuary. The invisible mental load is permanently locked outside this room. It cannot reach you here. 4. Drifting deeper and deeper into the twilight. The logical brain is entirely offline. You are entering the theta state, the magical space between wakefulness and deep sleep, where your mind begins to communicate in beautiful, abstract images instead of exhausting words. The heavy physical boundaries of your body are beginning to beautifully blur. You cannot quite tell where your tired skin ends and the soft mattress begins. It is a profound, comforting sensation of melting completely into the bed. You are perfectly safe to lose your rigid shape right now. Your vagus nerve is sending a constant, steady signal of pure safety to every single cell in your body. 3. Moving further down into the thick, velvet void. Carl Jung called this the descent into the collective unconscious. The vast, quiet ocean of the mind, where all human souls go to rest and restore themselves as you drift. Your waking identity is gently slipping away like a heavy silk robe, falling to the floor. You are forgetting the name you are called by. You are forgetting the exhausting titles you hold. The mother, the wife, the fixer, the professional. They're all fast asleep on a distant shore. Only the pure, untethered, glowing essence of your soul is floating out into the deep. Dark water. You are nobody right now, and it feels absolutely magnificent to be nobody. 2. You are so incredibly close now. The conscious world is just a tiny, fading speck of light far above you. You are being pulled, gently and inevitably, downward by the heavy, comforting gravity of true sleep. There is absolutely nothing left to resist. Your heartbeat is perfectly synced with the slow, majestic turning of the earth. You are entirely surrendered. The heavy sandbags are gone. The masks are gone. There is only peace. One. You crossed the final threshold. You have completely let go. The waking world is entirely gone. The waking world is entirely gone. You are stepping softly into the vast, beautiful, untouched landscape of the dream world. It is completely safe here. There is a beautiful silver mist slowly rolling in over your feet. You are entirely ready for the journey to begin. The beautiful, glowing silver mist that has been gently rolling over your feet begins to slowly, deliberately clear. Parts like a heavy velvet theater curtain, revealing the soft ground beneath you. As your tired eyes adjust to the beautiful twilight, you realize that you are standing perfectly still at the very edge of a vast, magnificent, ancient forest. But before you step into the woods, you take one final moment to look softly back over your shoulder, behind you. Resting quietly in the far distance is the house you just left. It is the house that holds all of your waking responsibilities. The house where you are the manager, the caregiver, the endless fixer of broken things. Take a very close look at it right now. It is completely dark. The windows are quiet. The heavy front doors are securely locked. The foundation is strong. Everyone inside that house is entirely safe. They are warm. They are deeply, comfortably asleep. There is absolutely nothing left for you to manage there tonight. The invisible mental load you carry for that house is safely resting on the floor where you left it. You do not need to stand guard anymore. The house knows exactly how to hold itself together until the morning light. So, with a profound sense of physical relief, you turn your back to the waking world. Then you face the magnificent forest. The woods in front of you are completely silent, bathed in the soft, glowing silver light of a massive full moon hanging low in the velvet sky. There is a small, inviting, winding path leading directly into the heart of the trees. It is not made of hard stone or harsh dirt. The entire path is covered in a thick, lush carpet of incredibly soft, glowing emerald moss. Glowing. You take your very first step onto the path. The ground is impossibly soft beneath your bare feet. It physically absorbs the heavy weight of your tired body. It feels like walking on a thick, luxurious velvet cushion. Gently pushing back against the soles of your feet, supporting your every movement with that single, quiet step. You have officially left the waking world entirely behind you. You have crossed the sacred boundary into a place where time simply does not exist. The air inside this forest is entirely different from the air you breathe during the day. It is incredibly crisp, beautifully cool, and profoundly refreshing. Take a very slow, deep breath of this forest air right now. It smells deeply of damp, rich earth. It smells of ancient pine needles. Rich earth. It smells of ancient pine needles and the clean, pure scent of a recent midnight rain. As you draw that cool air deep into your lungs, it physically cools down your chest. It lowers your heart rate. It signals to your brilliant vagus nerve that the journey into rest has officially begun. Shh. Listen very closely to the profound, majestic silence around you. It is not an empty silence. It is a thick, heavy, comforting blanket of quiet. There are absolutely no voices here calling your name. There are no urgent demands echoing in the distance. There are no alarms, no ringing phones. no schedules to constantly check. There is only the gentle, rhythmic whisper of the cool night wind moving slowly through the high canopy of the trees above you. It sounds exactly like a slow, distant ocean wave, washing over the shore and pulling back into the dark. You begin to walk slowly down the mossy path. There is absolutely no rush. You do not have a destination you need to reach at any specific time. You are simply enjoying the physical sensation of moving without a frantic purpose. With every single step you take deeper into the silver woods, you are moving further and further away from the exhausted person you have to be during the light of day. Massive, ancient trees stand impossibly tall on either side of the path. Their thick trunks are like massive pillars of an old, forgotten cathedral. They act as silent, powerful guardians. They are actively watching over you, completely protecting the sacred space from the outside world. They filter the bright moonlight, allowing only soft, silver beams to touch the forest floor, creating beautiful pools of light for you to step into. As you walk through these glowing pools of moonlight, you feel a gentle, warm energy washing over your tired skin. It is physically melting away the last remaining traces of your daily persona. You are completely alone in this vast forest, but you do not feel lonely for even a single second. Instead, you feel profoundly, beautifully free. For the very first time all day, there is absolutely nothing for you to fix. There is nowhere you urgently need to be. There is no one waiting for you to solve their problems. You are entirely nameless here. You are simply a quiet, peaceful wanderer, moving gracefully through the midnight woods. The cool mist occasionally brushes against your hands, feeling like soft silk. The ancient trees gently sway in the wind, singing a quiet lullaby just for you. You're completely safe. You are moving deeper and deeper into the quiet sanctuary of your own beautiful mind. Let the heavy gravity of the forest pull you further in. Let the silence wrap around your tired shoulders. You're exactly where you are supposed to be. As you continue walking deeper and deeper into the protective embrace of the glowing silver forest, the profound, thick silence begins to gently shift. Very faintly at first, almost like a distant memory, you begin to hear a new sound blending effortlessly with the quiet wind. It is a soft, rhythmic, incredibly musical sound. It is the sound of moving water, but it is not the aggressive rushing of a large river. It is the delicate, melodic bubbling of a gentle, shallow stream moving smoothly over ancient stones. You pause for a moment on the velvet moss, just simply listening to it. The sound alone is physically cooling your exhausted nervous system. It is a continuous, unbroken frequency of pure safety, pulling you further into the dark. You follow that beautiful, soothing sound, letting it guide you safely through the towering, silent trees. The soft emerald path begins to slope gently downwards, leading you effortlessly into a small, breathtaking clearing. And there, perfectly framed by the ancient roots of the massive pines, is the stream. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. The water is not ordinary water. Under the brilliant, direct light of a massive full moon, the stream looks like pure, glowing liquid silver. It shimmers and dances in the quiet dark, emitting its own soft, calming luminescence. The banks of the stream are lined with lush, dark green ferns and smooth, perfectly round black stones that have been polished by the water for thousands of years. You walk slowly over to the very edge of the water. You gently lower yourself down, sitting comfortably on a large, flat, mossy rock right beside the flowing silver. The air right here. Right next to the water, it's even cooler, carrying a rich, purifying mist that gently settles on your tired skin. You lean forward slightly, looking deeply into the clear, silver current. It is mesmerizing, It is completely hypnotic. Watching the water flow endlessly past you, you realize that the stream is a physical manifestation of time passing without demanding absolutely anything from you. It just flows. It does not worry about where it is going. It does not try to control the rocks in its path. It simply moves, beautifully and surrendered. As you sit there absorbing this profound lesson in surrender, you look down at the soft ground resting right beside your hands, resting quietly on the moss. Illuminated by the moonlight are several large, fallen autumn leaves. They are beautiful. Fallen autumn leaves, they are beautiful, but they are stiff, dry, and surprisingly heavy, instinctively. Deep within your subconscious mind, you know exactly what these specific leaves are. They are the final, stubborn remnants of your invisible mental load. They are the deeply ingrained worries, the tiny, lingering resentments, and the quiet anxieties that survive the balloon ride. The thoughts that are so deeply woven into your daily persona that they are hard to shake off. But tonight, this silver stream is offering to wash them completely away. I want you to imagine reaching down with your relaxed hand and slowly picking up the very first leaf. Feel its dry, brittle texture against your fingertips. This is the leaf of tomorrow. Brittle texture against your fingertips. It contains the heavy weight of the schedule, the endless tasks you have to manage, the lunches you have to pack, the emails you have to answer. It is the overwhelming burden of the future, but the future does not exist right now. Hold the dry leaf out over the moving water. Take a very slow, deep breath in, gathering up all of that residual anxiety about tomorrow. And as you softly exhale, open your fingers, let the leaf drop. Watch it fall gracefully through the cool air, landing gently on the glowing surface of the stream. The moment it touches the silver water, something beautiful happens. The liquid silver instantly begins to wash over the dry leaf, softening its rigid edges. The current catches it smoothly, pulling it effortlessly away from the bank, carrying it downstream. Watch it float further and further away into the dark forest, getting smaller and smaller, until it completely disappears, is gone. The water has taken it. The stream is safely carrying tomorrow, so you do not have to. Feel the immense physical relief flooding into your empty hand. Now, reach down and pick up the next leaf. This one feels even heavier. This is the leaf of emotional exhaustion. It represents every single time today that you had to suppress your own feelings to keep the peace. Every time you swallowed your anger. Every time you patiently absorbed someone else's bad mood while your own heart was desperately tired. You have carried this emotional weight for so long. It feels like a part of your own bones, but it is not yours to keep. You are allowed to set it down. Hold it out over the glowing stream. Look at it one last time. Acknowledge the incredible emotional labor you perform every single day. And then, simply let it go. Release your grip. It hits the water with a soft whisper. The silver current embraces it immediately. Watch the water completely purify that heavy emotional energy, dissolving the resentment, washing away the silent frustration, carrying it far, far away. Your chest feels incredibly hollow now, but in the most beautiful, expansive way possible. You are creating space for peace to enter. There is one final leaf resting on the moss. Pick it up gently. This is the heaviest one of all. This is the leaf of maternal and perfectionist guilt. The quiet, torturous voice in your head that tells you that you are never doing quite enough. The voice that tells you that if you take a break, you are failing the people you love. The guilt of wanting to be completely alone. It is such a cruel and a such a lar. and to set you lie. You are a magnificent human being. You are deeply, profoundly enough, to hold that heavy, punishing leaf of guilt over the sacred water. You do not need to carry this into the dream world. It is time to leave it behind forever. Take the deepest breath you have taken all night, and exhale, dropping the guilt into the stream. Watch the silver water absolutely consume it. The current is fast here, sweeping the leaf away instantly. Rushing it down the stream and out of your existence. It is completely gone. You look down at your open hands. They are entirely empty. You look inward, into your mind, into your heart. It is perfectly, beautifully clear. There is absolutely no visible mental load left. There is no schedule. There is no emotional labor. There is no guilt. There is only the cool, clean air filling your lungs and the hypnotic, rhythmic song of the silver stream, washing your soul clean. Shh. You are so incredibly light. You are so incredibly empty of the day. You're finally ready to truly rest. You gently step away from the edge of the purifying silver stream, leaving your completely empty hands to rest comfortably by your sides. You leave the last remnants of your exhaustion on the glowing water, and you turn your face back toward the quiet, inviting path. You begin to walk further down into the velvet darkness of the forest, feeling lighter than you have felt in decades. The heavy trees begin to gradually thin out just a little bit, creating a beautiful, protected clearing in the woods. And up ahead, nestled perfectly into the side of a gently sloping hill, you see a soft, warm amber light glowing against the dark night. It is a small, incredibly beautiful wooden cabin. It looks like it grew right out of the earth, perfectly, completely hidden from the rest of the universe. This is the sacred sanctuary I promised you at the very beginning of our journey tonight. This is the quiet room where the world simply cannot reach you. You walk slowly up to the cabin. The logs are thick and ancient, built to withstand absolutely any storm the outside world could ever bring. You step up under the solid wooden porch. It does not creak. It holds your weight perfectly. Right in front of you is a heavy, thick oak door with a dark, smooth iron handle. Reach out and wrap your hand around the cool metal of the handle. Press down and push the heavy door open. Step inside the warm cabin. And now, I want you to turn around and pull that heavy oak door completely shut behind you. Listen very closely for the sound of the lock sliding into place. Click. With that single, profound sound, you have officially locked the entire waking world outside. Absolutely no one knows that you are here. No one has the address to this sanctuary. There are no phones ringing in this room. There are no screens with endless open tabs. There are no schedules hanging on the wall. There is no one waiting for you to solve their problems. There is no one needing you to manage their emotional weather. There is only you. You are completely, beautifully unreachable. Take a moment to simply stand in the doorway and breathe in the absolute freedom of this isolation. The air in here is perfectly warm, carrying the rich, comforting scent of ancient cedarwood, a hint of wood smoke, a hint of subtle trace of dried wild lavender. You turn your attention to the center of the room. It is bathed in the dancing, warm golden light of a beautiful fire. Crackling softly in a large stone fireplace right against the back wall. The flames are mesmerizing, air shifting and dancing without any effort, throwing long, slow-moving shadows across the thick wooden beams of the ceiling. Walk slowly over to the fireplace. Hold your cold hands out toward the gentle flames. Feel the radiant, comforting heat physically melting away the very last microscopic layers of tension, hiding deep in the joints of your fingers. Look deeply into the fire. It is consuming the heavy wood, turning it into pure, glowing light and heat. just as this deep sleep will soon consume your exhaustion and turn it into fresh energy. But you do not have to worry about tomorrow's energy right now. You only have to rest, right in front of the warm fireplace, waiting patiently, just for you. It's the most magnificent bed you have ever seen. It is massive, sitting low to the solid floor, covered in thick, luxurious layers of soft white linens and incredibly heavy, weighted quilts. It looks like a soft, warm cloud that has been gently captured and brought inside perfectly just for you. It is calling your name. It is inviting you to finally lay down the armor of the strong woman. You walk slowly over to the edge of the bed. You do not even have to think about it. Your exhausted body knows exactly what to do. You gently climb in. You slide your tired legs beneath the heavy covers. As you pull the thick, weighted quilt up over your shoulders and tuck it securely right under your chin, you feel its incredible, comforting weight. It is like a deep, continuous, profound physical hug. It instantly grounds you. It anchors your tired bones deeply into the mattress. The pillows are impossibly soft, instantly contouring to the exact shape of your heavy head and your tired neck. They are supporting you so completely that you actually feel like you are floating in midair. You look up at the ceiling of the quiet cabin. The soft firelight is continuing its slow, beautiful dance above you. You are completely hidden from the demands of your daily life. The invisible mental load is truly gone. The heavy masks of the caregiver and the fixer are entirely gone. The suffocating guilt is gone. There is absolutely nothing left for you to do here. You do not have to be a mother right now. You do not have to be a partner right now. You do not have to be a professional. You just have to be a soul, resting in the warm dark. Let your eyes become incredibly heavy. The warm light of the fire is making your eyelids completely impossible to keep open. Every single time you exhale, you physically sink another full inch deeper into the absolute luxury of this bed. Your breath is becoming incredibly slow, perfectly steady, matching the quiet, rhythmic crackling of the fire. The thick walls of the cabin are protecting you. The heavy quilt is holding you. The soft mattress is supporting you. You are entirely surrounded by the ultimate physical and emotional safety. There's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to plan. There's only the profound, heavy surrender to the gravity pulling you down into the deepest delta waves of sleep. Shh. The sanctuary is holding you perfectly. You are deeply, profoundly safe. It is finally time to let the warm darkness completely take over. As you lie here in the profound, absolute safety of this hidden sanctuary, something truly beautiful is beginning to happen deep inside your quiet mind. Throughout the long, exhausting hours of the day, you had to scatter your precious energy into 1,000 different directions. You had to leave a tiny piece of your attention with every single task you completed. You left a fragment of your boundless patience in every complex conversation you had to carefully manage. You left a part of your own beating heart with every single person you tried to protect, guide, and care for. By the time the sun finally went down, your beautiful soul was completely fragmented. You are stretched so incredibly thin. You are stretched so incredibly thin, covering the entire demanding world like a fragile, exhausted net. But right now, in the warm, heavy dark of this quiet cabin, we are going to gently call all of those lost pieces back to you. This is the profound psychological process of integration. I want you to imagine that the very center of your chest, your heart space is a powerful, gentle, glowing magnet with every single slow, deliberate breath you take. You are effortlessly drawing your scattered energy back into your physical body. Breathe in softly. And feel a warm, glowing wave of your own energy returning to you from the outside world. The frantic energy you spent worrying about tomorrow's endless schedule. It is coming back to you now. It was flowing smoothly through the thick wooden walls of the cabin, drifting down from the ceiling like soft golden snow, and sinking directly back into your chest. The immense, draining patience you gave away to your family and your work today. It is returning quietly to its rightful home. You do not have to leave yourself completely empty anymore. You are filling yourself back up. Shh. Feel exactly how your chest physically expands and warms with this returning light. You are gathering yourself. You are calling your scattered spirit back from the anxieties of the future and pulling it gently away from the regrets of the past. You are becoming entirely, beautifully, undeniably whole again. Carl Jung believed that true. Deep healing only happens when we finally integrate all the scattered, hidden pieces of our psyche. Tonight, you are doing exactly that. Every single role you have ever played. The dutiful daughter. The perfect employee. The relentless peacemaker. The ultimate caregiver. The ultimate caregiver. They are all taking off the heavy, exhausting costumes. They're hanging them up quietly in the dark closet of this cabin. They do not need to wear them tonight. You are not just a mother right now. You are not just a partner. You are not the exhausting persona you wear just to survive the daylight. And you are no longer fighting the hidden shadow of your quiet resentment. You have invited the exhausted, terrified little girl inside of you to finally rest. You have completely forgiven the part of you that lost her temper. You have thanked the incredibly strong woman who held the universe together. And now, all of those different, beautiful versions of you are lying down together in this massive, comfortable bed. They're holding hands in the quiet dark. They are merging flawlessly into one pure, unified, breathing essence. You are just you. Notice how incredibly different your physical body feels now that you are completely, entirely whole. When your energy is scattered, your nervous system vibrates with a frantic, anxious, invisible hum. But now, with all of your pieces safely returned, that vibration is completely stopped. Your physical body feels profoundly, beautifully dense. It is a comforting, healing density. You are so incredibly heavy that you are essentially becoming one with the soft mattress beneath you. Let us take a slow, quiet moment to simply observe this magnificent physical heaviness. Bring your gentle, sleepy awareness all the way down to the very soles of your feet. They are incredibly warm beneath the thick, luxurious layers of the heavy quilt. The tiny muscles in your arches and your toes are completely switched off. The energy there is entirely dormant. Move your quiet attention slowly up into your calves and your tired knees. They are sinking deeper and deeper into the soft white sheets. They feel as though they are made of solid, warm lead. You physically could not move your legs right now, even if you desperately tried. The gentle gravity of the earth is holding them with a firm, bluff, loving embrace. Let this profound, previous sensation travel up into your strong, exhausted thighs and settle deeply into the wide basin of your hips. Your pelvis is completely anchored to the bed. The deep emotional storage drawer we emptied earlier is entirely clear. There's no hidden frustration left to hold on to. There's only a vast, quiet, peaceful space. The heavy, relaxing wave moves slowly up your spine, wrapping warmly around your stomach and your chest. Your breathing is so incredibly slow now. This is a deep, rhythmic, completely effortless tide. The clean air simply flows into your lungs, filling you with the cool, pure scent of the ancient forest outside, and then flows smoothly back out, carrying away absolutely nothing, because there is simply nothing left to carry. Your shoulders, those beautiful, rigid shoulders that carry the invisible mental load of the entire world, are completely melted into the mattress, They are entirely flat. They have fully surrendered their protective posture. Full the profound, overwhelming relief in your upper back and your neck. The heavy relaxation pours down your arms like warm water, flowing through your elbows. Your tired wrists. Your tired wrists. And pooling softly in the open palms of your empty hands. Your hands have done so incredibly much today. They have cooked. They have cleaned. They have cleaned. They have cleaned. They have typed. They have held. They have comforted. But right now, they are completely still. They are curled gently at your sides, resting perfectly in the healing dark. And finally, the heavy wave of total integration washes over your head and your face. Your head is pressing so deeply into the impossibly soft pillow. The tiny, delicate muscles around your tired eyes and your mouth are completely smooth. Your jaw is slightly open, utterly, perfectly relaxed. You are in a state of profound, beautiful physical paralysis. It is a completely safe, restorative paralysis that only comes when the deep brain knows it is entirely protected. Open your sleepy eyes just a fraction to look at the room. The warm fire in the stone fireplace is beginning to slowly, quietly die down. The bright golden flames are softening into a deep, glowing ember red. The dancing shadows on the heavy wooden ceiling are slowing down, becoming fainter and fainter as the light gently fades away. The entire cabin is preparing for the absolute dark, and you are so completely ready for it. You are not afraid of the dark anymore, because this dark is not empty. It is a rich, thick, nourishing void. It is the fertile, quiet soil where your resting mind will plant the tiny seeds of tomorrow's energy. But you do not need to actively plant anything right now. You just need to lie quietly in the soil. You are completely whole. You are entirely integrated. The logical mind is fast asleep. The inner child is perfectly asleep. The tired caregiver is deeply asleep. There is only the quiet, steady, comforting pulse of your own heart, beat by beat. It is lulling you closer and closer to the very edge of the void. You are drifting, you are floating, you are sinking, you are perfectly safe, you are unconditionally loved, you are beautifully whole. Let the very last of the amber light fade away. The deep, heavy rest completely take over your soul. The very last glowing golden ember in the ancient stone fireplace finally, softly, fades entirely into the absolute dark. The quiet, hidden cabin has perfectly served its profound purpose tonight. It has protected you from the demands of the waking world. It has held your heavy exhaustion. And now, as you lie perfectly still beneath the thick, weighted quilts, the heavy wooden walls and the thick cedar ceiling begin to gently, magically dissolve. They melt away like soft mist into the cool, crisp night air. You are not falling. You are entirely, completely safe. The massive, comfortable bed you are resting on slowly, miraculously lifting off the solid floor. Gravity is gently releasing its firm hold on your tired bones. It is becoming weightless, and you are becoming completely, beautifully weightless. You are floating slowly upward, rising smoothly out of the quiet clearing, drifting high above the ancient silver forest, and ascending directly into the vast, magnificent expanse of the starry night sky. You are leaving the earth entirely behind. You are drifting effortlessly on a quiet, infinite ocean of stars. The atmosphere appears incredibly still. It is a profound, ancient, majestic silence that stretches out forever in every single direction. There is absolutely no friction here. There is no resistance. There is only the smooth, continuous sensation of gliding through the velvet dark. Look up into the endless space above you. Millions of brilliant, Glowing silver stars are scattered across the deep indigo canvas of the cosmos. They are pulsing softly, radiating a calm, ancient energy. They've been resting in this exact quiet space for billions of years. They do not rush. They do not manage anything. They do not worry about what will happen tomorrow. They simply exist. They just shine, perfectly content in the magnificent void. Shh. And right now, you're exactly like them. You do not have to worry anymore. You're no longer a person with a heavy name and an exhausting list of endless responsibilities. You are just a tiny, beautiful, though dark, glowing spark of pure consciousness, floating peacefully among the ancient stars. The universe is incredibly vast, and your daily problems are so incredibly small. The invisible mental load, the complex schedules, the emotional labor, they cannot exist in this vacuum. They have been completely erased from your mind. As you drift further and further out into the deep cosmic ocean, something profound is happening to your tired brain. The logical structures of your mind are finally letting go. Your thoughts are becoming beautifully, softly fragmented. The rigid rules of language, the urgent sentences you use to navigate the day, they are slowly losing their strict meanings. Words are just sounds now. They are just soft, distant vibrations in the dark. You don't need to understand them anymore. You do not need to process information. You do not need to make sense of anything at all. Your conscious mind is drifting apart like a soft cloud scattering in the slow wind. Thoughts arrive, and then they simply dissolve before they even finish. There is no narrative left. There is no story you need to follow. There's only the sensation of floating, just drifting. It feels so incredibly good to stop thinking, to simply let the mind unravel. The heavy quilt is holding you. The stars are watching you. You are entirely supported by the vast, empty space. Drifting higher into the dark, sinking deeper into the mattress, both at the exact same time. Weightless, heavy, floating. The boundaries of your physical body are completely gone now. You cannot feel your hands. You cannot feel your feet. You're just pure, quiet energy, blending flawlessly into the night sky. The dark is wrapping around you like a thick, warm, velvet cocoon. It is completely safe to lose yourself here. It is safe to let the mind go dark. Sentences are breaking. Words floating away. Nothing left to hold. Nothing left to figure out. Just a slow, gentle rhythm of your breath. In and out. Rising and out. Rising and out. And falling. Drifting and sinking. The stars are blurring into a soft silver haze. The dark is so incredibly peaceful. You are completely untethered. You are floating in the space between thoughts. The beautiful. Floating in the space between thoughts. Quiet space of nothingness. Let the words fade entirely. Let the silence take over. Drifting, sinking, resting, gone. As you lie here, perfectly cradled in the absolute velvety dark of your hidden sanctuary. A profound and beautiful transformation is beginning to take place. Up until this moment, you've occupied a physical body that has carried the weight of the world. You have felt the boundaries of your skin, the tension in your muscles, the solid reality of your bones. But now, in the sacred silence of this room, the very idea of a body is beginning to feel distant and beautifully unnecessary. I want you to notice the sensation of the heavy, weighted quilt resting on top of you. Feel where the fabric touches your shoulders, your chest, and your legs. Now, I want you to imagine that the boundary between your skin and that soft fabric is starting to gently, slowly dissolve. It is as if you are melting. You are melting into the weighted quilt, and the quilt is melting into the deep, supportive embrace of the mattress. There is no longer a you in the bed. There is only a singular, unified field of heavy, warm, and perfectly still energy. The heavy logs of the cabin walls, the solid stone of the fireplace, the scent of cedar. They are all starting to soften. They are turning into a protective, glowing mist that surrounds you. A cocoon of pure peace that exists outside of time and space. You are no longer a person with a history. A person with a list of tasks, or a person with a name. All of those things belong to the world outside the door. And that door is locked. Here. In the deep dark. You are expanding. Feel yourself becoming as vast as the night sky you were just drifting through. Your consciousness is spreading out, like a drop of silver ink falling into a vast, still pool of dark water. You are moving further and further away from the shore of your logical mind. The memories of the day are like distant lights on a shore that is disappearing behind a thick, beautiful fog. You don't need to look back. There's nothing there for you. Everything you truly need is right here, in this heavy, warm, and silent expansion. Your breath has become so slow, so incredibly faint, that it feels less like an action you're taking and more like the gentle, rhythmic pulse of the universe itself. It is a slow wave, rising and falling in an endless, dark ocean of tranquility. In and out, floating and sinking. Your thoughts are now like tiny, weightless bubbles rising from the bottom of a deep sea. They reach the surface and they simply pop. They disappear without a trace. Tomorrow. Pop. Schedule. Pop. Schedule. Pop. Responsibility. Pop. They have no power here. They have no weight. You are beautifully, profoundly empty, and yet you have never felt so full of peace, full of safety, full of the absolute right to simply exist. The darkness is no longer something you are looking at. It is something you are becoming, a rich, heavy, healing darkness that is stitching your soul back together while you sleep. Shh. You are drifting in the space between the stars and the earth. A space of pure potential. A space of total rest. Your mind is as clear as the silver stream and as deep as the ancient forest. Every cell in your body has finally received the message that the work is done. The fixing is over. The caring is over. The managing is over. It is time to simply be. Sinking deeper into the velvet, expanding further into the dark. Thera, you are home. Letting go. Letting go all. Letting go of the final. Tiny. Golden threads of thought. The room is gone. The forest is a memory. The forest is a memory. The stars are just a soft, distant. There is only the deep. There is only the warm. Heavy. Only the warm. Heavy velvet dark. You are sinking. beautifully into the heart of the void. Into the heart of the void. It is a kind void. It is a dark ocean that knows your name, but does not require you to answer. At you. Your mind is a quiet pool, with no ripples. Completely still. Completely still. Completely safe. You have done enough. You are enough. You are enough. The work of the day is finished. The burden is gone. Name is gone. Dot, whisper, dot, just this breath, dot, whisper, drifting, dot, whisper, drifting, dot, whisper, sinking, dot, whisper, sinking. Whisper, deep, 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 whisper, deeper, daff, whisper, sleep, whisper, sleep, whisper, sleep now.